Here's a question that might hit closer to home than you think. Would your parents be safer driving their own car or riding with Uber? And more importantly, which one is actually cheaper in the long run? Because let's be honest, the world has changed. Car ownership used to be freedom. Now, it's starting to feel like a financial anchor. Today on The Wealthy Path, we're diving deep into something millions of families are quietly struggling with: the real cost and safety of car ownership versus ride-sharing for seniors. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which path makes the most sense for your wallet and your peace of mind. Let's start with the truth. Giving up your car can feel like giving up your independence. For decades, driving has been a symbol of control, especially for people in their 60s and 70s. But now, rising costs, maintenance stress, and safety concerns are making a lot of seniors rethink if it's even worth it. Cut to visuals: traffic jams, gas prices on a signboard, mechanic bills, between gas, insurance, and repairs. The average car costs $9,000 to $12,000 a year to own in the US alone. And that's before we talk about surprise breakdowns, parking tickets, or that random $800 battery replacement. And when you're on a fixed income, maybe living off retirement savings, every dollar counts. Inflation doesn't stop just because you're retired. So, what if you sold the car and used Uber or Lyft instead? Let's do some simple math. If you drive occasionally, say 2 to 3 short trips a day, Uber might actually save you money. On average, a senior taking 3 short Uber rides per day in a mid-sized city might spend about $15 daily. That's around $600, $750 a month, or roughly $9,000 a year. Similar to owning a car but without the headaches. No insurance, no registration, no maintenance, no stress. But here's the twist: if you drive more than 5 days a week, especially long distances, car ownership can still win financially. So this isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. It's about lifestyle and priorities. Now, let's talk safety, because for seniors, this might be the biggest factor. Studies show that as reaction times slow with age, the risk of accidents increases, not because seniors are reckless, but because driving is physically and mentally demanding. Uber and Lyft, on the other hand, can be a safer alternative if used carefully. There's no risk of getting lost, no parking issues, and no fatigue from long drives. But, and this is important, it's not perfect. There are safety concerns around drivers, especially at night or in less monitored areas. That's why it's crucial to always verify the license plate and driver photos. Share your trip status with family. Stick to daylight rides when possible. The key here is not fear. It's awareness. Technology can be empowering if we use it wisely. So, what about the emotional side, the feeling of freedom that comes with owning a car? For many seniors, that's the hardest part. It's not just transportation, it's identity. The ability to go where you want, when you want. But here's the mindset shift. Freedom doesn't mean ownership anymore. Freedom means options. Freedom means having financial breathing room, less stress, and fewer responsibilities. If Uber gives you that, maybe that is the new kind of freedom. Now, here's a practical idea. What if you didn't have to choose one or the other? Some families are finding success with a hybrid model, keeping one car for essential trips and using Uber or public transit for the rest. That balance can lower costs and reduce risk, especially if multiple family members share the car. And let's be honest, fewer cars mean fewer arguments about who's paying for gas this week. The real question isn't car or Uber. It's what kind of life do you want in the next 10, 20 years? Do you want to stress about breakdowns, insurance, and gas? Or do you want simplicity, predictability, and peace of mind? Money decisions are never just about math. They're about mindset and learning to spend on what truly gives you value, not just what tradition tells you to hold on to. So, here's what I want you to do. Take a week, track how often you actually drive, add up your monthly costs, then compare that to Uber. You might be surprised at what you find. Because sometimes letting go of an old expense opens the door to a whole new kind of financial freedom. This is the Wealthy Path, where we talk about real money, real life, and how to live smarter without sacrificing joy. If this video helped you rethink your relationship with money, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to simplify their financial life. Because wealth isn't just about numbers, it's about peace.